welcome back to Crimson Glass on YouTube. This is your monthly status update. So it is May 2020 by the time you guys see this. So the last time we talked, I told you that the plans for April were to work on the first draft of Mad World Book 3 and to finish up revisions for the Broken Girl Book 1, slated to come out this month in May. So how did that work out? So as always, these status updates videos have 3 sections. One is a general mental health status of the writing, like how is writing going in general. Number 2 is your your site and your channel updates. What are the projects going on there? What's the plan? And then 3 are individual story updates. So let's get into mental health. So I live in New Jersey, and April was a very weird month here. Like most states, not all apparently, I have been locked in my house for the last 6.5 weeks. Not locked in. I've gone to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store, and that's really about it, except for one day where I walked to the liquor store because it's literally 2 blocks from my house. I had my mask and did everything because, we'll get into it. April was a weird month, mental health wise. When I made the video, I think I had thought I was going to understand how this was all going to unfold. I thought I was ready. I thought I was prepared. I'd already been at home for almost 2 weeks at that point, and I thought I had come to terms with it. And I was starting a new curriculum, and I didn't really know how the new class was going to work out. So we are a month into my new Spanish class, and we are 6.5 weeks into lockdown, and my writing has been interesting. Did it go well? No, but there are reasons for it, and we'll get into it when we get into stories, but yes, it went well in the sense that I actually wrote about 70,000 words this month. Not all of it was for Mad World. Most of it was for the Broken Girl. I added a bunch of stuff. I made some edits and worked on that. And then I did write for Mad World, but as we'll talk about later, stops and starts. So generally, mental health wise, last week was a bad week for me. It's just like, I think we were finishing up week 6. I was coming back from spring break with my students, and I just hit a wall, like mentally, like this was just all terrible, and I was having a bad day, and I was just like, whoa. And that's April kind of felt like it was all leading up to that moment. Since that day, I have felt a lot better. Today wasn't so great, but that's because I had an issue with a student who lost, unfortunately, family to COVID. And that's just, you can't prepare yourself for that. But personally, for me, I am feeling better, mostly just because I acknowledge that I am not, I am not 100% okay all the time. So that's the general writing update, is just that we had some moments, but I think I've got it under control. I'm back on track. Site and channel. So Crimson Glass, the website, I launched the For the Broken Girl story page, not officially yet. It is linked on the in progress page, but you guys wouldn't know that. But I have started to turn the site over and get it ready for a new project. I am contemplating pulling Mad World back over to the main site. I had set it up on its own subdomain, madworld.dearisabel.org, because I wanted to have character pages. I wanted to have all that space, but I don't entirely know if it's needed. So something I'm going to be thinking about, because I'm launching into another set of books. Broken Girl has 2 books, and book 1 I am intending to host on Crimson Glass. So I need to figure out a happy medium there, and that's something I'm going to probably look at this summer. Before I launch book 3, I want to make a decision whether or not it's going to stay on its own site or it's going to be on its separate site. I might even put out a poll. Channel-wise, we are kind of starting to get together into a groove and pulling out content. I am doing these monthly status updates. I hope you guys are enjoying them. I am trying to, at the best I can manage it, pair them with text updates for you guys who don't watch the videos. Otherwise, we did 2 series last month. I did Camp NaNoWriMo, where I checked in once or twice a week about how the project was going. And then I did a kind of a vlog about revising Broken Girl, and that ended up having 6 parts. So you guys got about 2 videos a week from me, which if you are somebody who was looking for content, that's where the content was last month. Also on Patreon, I released weekly writing updates, and then I did a lot of really in-depth Broken Girl and Mad World updates over there. And all those videos are, of course, available at the $1 range. Also really cool, I got an opportunity to get a free trial for a month of the Adobe Creative Suite. If you don't know what this is basically a couple of years ago when I was still in school and I wasn't running a household. My finances were a little bit more looser, and I was able to pay the $20 a month I needed as a student to get access to Photoshop, Dreamweaver, and a bunch of other stuff. But I was mostly using just Photoshop and Dreamweaver. Now, because I do this video editing and I'm looking into the summer getting into editing promotional videos for my stories. Excuse me. I will be using Premiere, and I had wanted to get back into the creative suite. I wanted to subscribe, but like it's $20 a month when you have a house is kind of rough. Like it's not necessarily, you know. But the free trial came along, and I thought, let me get the free trial, let me play with it, let me see if it's worth putting the money into, because I am at the moment, I do have enough Patreon support where I can both pay my monthly bill, put away the money I need for renewing the domain, and I can invest in infrastructure to help the site. And getting in Dreamweaver will be great because Dreamweaver will let me make new better themes. I'd like to do more with WordPress. I just don't always have the time. I'm looking forward to doing that this summer. And it will let me do more video editing more easily in Premiere because I use HitFilm Express and it's fine, but there's just a lot more. Premiere is just, it's the best, and I'm looking forward to like playing with it. And I've already really enjoyed it. The couple videos I put together for some reason are framing incorrectly. I have to fix that. I'm gonna, hopefully by the time this video comes out, I will have fixed that. So great things are happening on the site. Great things are happening on the channel. I am really enjoying it. I am really glad. We're about 6 months into the channel at this point, or is it 5 months? I think it's 5 months. And it's actually been great doing these videos because even though I don't know that a lot of people watch them, I have talked a lot about my process, and I have actually talked through story problems, and I have talked through it. And it's very different. Like I can write myself around a lot of this stuff, but it's very different than speaking out loud. And I have really nailed down some of the problems in Broken Girl and Mad World just through creating content for Patreon or creating these, like just doing this. So I am really glad that even though I don't have a great viewership, I think it's been really useful for me as a writer. So we're going to keep doing them because once you find something that works, you don't lose it. All right. So that is your writing health update, and that is your site and status update. Let's get into the thing you actually care about, the stories. So we are launching, you are seeing this video on Friday, May 1st. On Monday, prologue of For the Broken Girl Book 1 gets posted. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I will be posting a new chapter, or 31 numbered chapters, 32 altogether with the prologue, and I think that takes us to somewhere in July. It's either July 11th or July 9th. I can't remember. I made a Twitter promotional banner where I think it was July 11th. But at that point, I think I had one more extra chapter that I cut in revisions. So it's no big deal. But we're going to be going, I'll be posting all of May, all of June, and part of July, which is great. It's been a couple of months since we had regular postings. I'm so excited. If you are a Patreon supporter for the Broken Girl, here are your perks. At the $1, which I believe is Crimson Fan, you are going to, on Sundays, I will post for you 3 chapters that are going to be posted up that week. If you are a $3 supporter, that's Crimson Love, you have access to the alpha draft, which was the very first version of the story. It was 393 pages, 146,000 words. It was most of the story. It's just so, but it's incredibly messy, it's just messy. That's why it's for the $3. For my Crimson, is it Crimson Adored? Crimson Devoted, that's $5. The beta draft is up. The beta draft got posted on Monday. It is full. It is 494 pages, 49 or 492. It's 49, and it's 30,000 extra words. So like it's a ton, and it's incredibly cleaned up. Today, if all things go well, I am finishing up the posting draft, which is, it's been line edited, it's been cleaned up, and it is ready to be posted. So I have to divide it into chapters. I'm having a really weird week. So I'm filming this on, what is this, Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Maybe Tuesday. Wednesday. Sorry, you lose track of the days. On Wednesday, I'm working on the line editing, but like the world keeps interfering. Like I had technological problems yesterday. The internet kept going in and out. And then today my students just won't stop emailing me about attendance. So, it's been rough, but I'm hopeful to make a big chunk into it today. I'm hopeful I'm going to be finishing it on Friday, but we will see. I will have it either for you Saturday or Sunday. It is a little later than I had hoped, but you will still have the posting draft before I post on Monday. And then if you, well, no, the posting draft is for the next tier, the $7 tier, which is Crimson something. I don't know. I should probably memorize these things. They will also get the ebook when that's ready. Whenever the posting draft is ready, it'll take me another day or two to finish up the ebook, and you'll have that sometime next week. So those are your perks for the Broken Girl. That is ready to go. I am so excited to finally be releasing something new. And it's a brand new project. Like, this is the first time you've had something non-Mad World from me in like 2 years. So it's like very exciting. Next, Mad World. Well, if you are watching this video, you probably watched my video, so you know that Mad World had a very interesting trajectory this year. We started a Discovery series on Patreon in January, and I want to get into that because I'm going to, and what I forgot to say in my site status is I'm going to be launching a new series called Discovering Mad World, where we will walk you through each part of the process, because I am still in discovery mode for Mad World to a certain extent. I'll talk about it more in depth there. It's just, I never had a firm idea about the story, and I went into it, and lots of things kind of kept me from really planning the story. You know, global pandemic, I got really sick. Broken Girl just took up a lot more of my time than I thought it would. I just never really wrapped my head around what story I wanted to tell, and by the time I did, it was like April 20th. So, we are kind of, the deadlines haven't changed. You're still getting it in September. I'm still going to finish it by June 15th. It just means I couldn't quite get where I wanted to go in April with it, which is fine. I gave myself a really big, huge space to finish Mad World for a reason. Like, the idea was, like, I would start writing it in April and hopefully be done it in June. If necessary, because I pushed out publication to that till September, like, I could literally finish it in July and we'd still have it in September. I could finish it the second, like, it would be crazy, and I hope I don't have to do this, but, like, I'm not so mad that it's, like, April, for me, it's April 29th, and I still haven't quite gotten it off the ground. Because For the Broken Girl took so long, and because I have learned something very important. Do not write a first draft at the same time you do revisions, because no, you cannot live with fixing one project and creating a new project at the same time. It just can't happen. So that's what happened. So that is those two ongoing kind of stories. The other one I want to talk about is Fool Me Twice really quick, because it matters with Mad World. So once I am finished the posting draft of Broken Girl this weekend, I have to kind of move into the next stage of the production. I have to move into the next thing. So the next thing is Mad World. It is mostly ready to go into first draft, but I am going to play around a little bit more with Discovery. So I think I'm going to, over this week and next week, I'm going to be still playing around with Discovery. You guys will get into that when you get to the video. And as part of Discovery draft, I'm not going to be working on anything else but Mad World until we are into revisions. So it's going to be all Mad World all the time, which has basically been my life for 3 years. We will we'll finish the planning, we'll finish the inspiration, we'll finish all of that, and then we will get into alpha draft, which is the first draft. And once the first draft of that is done, revisions. Whenever the revisions start is when I will start the Discovery draft for Fool Me Twice, because I can do revisions and Discovery at the same time. Because one is just creating, and the other one is, and like, that's different than just writing. And we'll talk about that when I talk about the process. But for me, I just can't do a first draft and a Discovery, revisions at the same time again. I just can't. It's just not feasible. So right now what it looks like is, so beginning May, you'll be getting the Broken Girl book 1. And then beginning in May, behind the scenes, I'm going to be writing the next book. I'm working on Mad World book 3. And then after I finish Mad World book 3, when we go into revisions, I will work on Fool Me Twice book 1. And then you will have book 3 in September. So you will only, this time, you will only go about 6 weeks without a project to read. Yeah, that looks about right. And then Mad World will take as long as it takes. At the moment, it looks about 35 chapters. That will contract or go, but it'll probably be around there. It'll be between 30 and 40 chapters. I'm pretty safe to say based on what I'm writing. So that means if I'm posting 3 times a week, that is 11 weeks. That takes us kind of into the new year with 2021. And then that's when you will have Fool Me Twice. So Fool Me Twice, I will have 6 months to write that. And then after Fool Me Twice, I'm probably going to go back into Broken Girl for book 2. And then we'll be going back and forth with that. We'll get into that more, but like basically Broken Girl is done. It's almost off my radar. I'm just doing line edits, but because I am both doing line editing and trying to get it ready for ebook at the same time, I'm trying to combine that process, and I'm learning how to do that at the same time. It's just taking a little longer than I want it to, because it's tedious at this point. Like, grammar checks are tedious. So that's basically off my radar. So we're moving full into Mad World. So that is your May status update. Things are professionally, creatively, things are going okay. World-wise, we will see where we are in June. I hope when I check back in June, I have, you guys will be into Broken Girl and you'll be enjoying it. That we will be knee deep in Mad World. I might even play with Discovery of Fool Me Twice while I'm doing a first draft because Discovery is different and like it'd be a nice break. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll check in when we get there. I hope you guys have a great month. When next time I check in, I'll be 36. Whew, that happened fast. I don't know how or why time has to do this. Stay safe. Hope you guys are, doing okay. And if you're not, that's okay. Just try and get through today because sometimes that's just enough. Bye.